Yes, thank you, Mr. Kosher. I will try to be short. Well, I will try to walk a little out from the path that's been followed by colleagues so far and try to see the issue, the topic from a different perspective. I mean, we know on one side that public financing is something perceived by common people or like something that goes to small group of people who are privileged in some way. And on the other side, we know that to access to public life, to political life, you need money. And I think that so far we've been approaching this problem with a perspective, with an attitude probably of the last century, when it was impossible to have another way of accessing to public life without public money. But we know at the same time that in our system, and I'm speaking about all systems, the European one, African, Caribbean, Pacific, we have both public financing, and this has been explained in the presentation, but private financing that in most of the case it's kind of hidden and we don't know exactly how much it is. So I think that the real thing which we should work on, it's a real system of transparency of what are the costs of a political life. This is what people probably want to know how much political parties spend and how do they spend it and what is the cost of an electoral campaign. And I'm sure that many of the money that goes into political parties should be reduced by knowledge. I would like to give you a very short example of my experience and the experience of my party in Italy, which approached for the first time to the political life in the last electoral election without money, without any public money, and we arrived to almost 10 million, 9 million of votes in Italy, and by law we were about to receive 42 million of euros of electoral financing public money. Yeah, refunds. But we refused that money and we kept on doing our politics without public money. I did my electoral campaign for European election in 2 regions with 1,500 euros using a lot internet. So this is something that is possible. We are an example of that. I invite you to study that case to show that. And I mean, in this century, probably we should try to work on something new. The means and the way of doing politics are changing, and politics will live in this changing if it can run at the same speed, not using all the means that are overcaused by times. So this is my point of view. I invite you to study and read. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Corrao. I was be guided by your guidance to be very brief. But I'll start by